We are addicted to social media. On average, adults spend over 2 hours per day on social media. This is literally a month out of every year spent on social media alone. Do you really want to spend your whole life doom scrolling, comparing your life to other people and just living in the shadows? Or would you prefer to live a life that is meaningful to you, a life that is true to who you are, and genuinely experience the beauty that this life has to offer? I spent 30 days off social media and it completely changed me, and I hope that you can hear me out and learn something from my experience. Here are 3 ways that this month of social media detox has changed my brain. Number 1, I'm not a slave to my phone. I used to pick up my phone and just doom scroll on Instagram and just genuinely spend so many hours on it. I felt like I was so controlled by my phone. Like, it didn't feel like I would go on my phone and have control over what I was doing. Like, I would get up and I would just jump to where my phone was, doom scroll and spend hours on it without really realizing how many hours I was spending on it. Over the last 30 days, I feel like I'm much more in control of my usage with my phone. I am much more aware of when I'm using my phone, of what app I'm going to be using. I'm a lot more intentional, and with that has improved my screen time. Honestly, I used to spend, sometimes it was ridiculous, and I would spend 6 to 7 hours a day, sometimes more. Like, genuinely on a weekend I might be spending 8 hours a day, which is kind of insane because when you think about it, you sleep for 8 hours, that's like a third of your day. 8 hours on social media is a long time. Like, that was not healthy. And I'm like, how did I have time for these things? It just doesn't make sense. But now I've decided to cut it all out. I genuinely was like, you know what? I need to get off this. I was in a really bad place. I was doom scrolling and it wasn't making me feel any better. Now that I've not used social media for the last 30 days, I have noticed such a huge difference in my screen time. Now I'm a lot more intentional about the apps that I'm going on. I use my phone to maybe check YouTube, go on WhatsApp to text my family. Another great thing about not being a slave to my phone is that when I'm feeling bad or when I'm feeling low, I don't just resort to going on my phone like I used to when I was feeling low or I was feeling sad. I feel like I would just, my immediate reaction would be, okay, go on your phone and check Instagram, right? Check what so and so are doing. But now when I'm feeling low, I will probably just like sit and make a nice meal. I'm a lot more intentional and understand why I might be feeling low as opposed to going and defaulting to Instagram. So that's really helped me. Like, a lot of the time I'm either feeling low because I've not eaten or I've not exercised or I'm just not feeling inspired. So what I do is do things that will help me. Number 2 is that, this is a huge one for me, is that my creativity is back, and this makes me really happy. Like, now that I'm back on YouTube, I feel like I've literally got so many ideas. I have way more ideas every single day and a clearer head to think them through. Like, on my way to work, for example, I'm fired up with like so many thoughts, so many ideas. Like, I commute for almost an hour sometimes to work, and the old me would just sit on her phone, scroll through Instagram, click on people's stories, and that's what I would spend doing, an hour to work and an hour back. Whereas now I read books, which I feel like are great because they actually help me a lot come up with ideas, be really creative. Sometimes I get into really like good flow of just thinking of ideas for a podcast with my sister, thinking of ideas for YouTube, and it makes me really excited. So I feel like that hour, sometimes I'm like, I don't have time to think of ideas, but now that I'm more creative, I feel like I have that time on the train to think about ideas. So that's really good. I also have noticed that my train of thought is much clearer. I don't get brain fog as much as I used to, and I can eloquently express my ideas without forgetting what I'm about to say mid-sentence. Like, a lot of the time when I was trying to explain something, I felt like I would just forget what I was trying to say, whereas now I'm a lot more like, okay, I can express what I'm saying, my thoughts are a lot more clearer, and it just like helps a lot more. Another thing is, I I'm much more excited about life. Like, I feel like the world is your oyster. There's so many opportunities, there's so many things to do, and genuinely being out of Instagram is like I'm reliving life back again for myself. I have so many plans, goals, I have so many aspirations, and at the end of the day, life is so short that you make life essentially what you want to make out of it. And sometimes when you're on Instagram for too long, you end up comparing your life to other people. You end up thinking, why is my life not as good as this other person? And it's not healthy. It's not healthy, but there are so many great things about life, and you really can create your dream life. You just have to focus your attention on creating it rather than dreaming of a life that you wish to have from other people. Number 3, I have more time. And this honestly goes without saying. I genuinely feel like I have so much more time to do things. I genuinely do have more time in the day, working full time and doing YouTube and being an adult and having responsibilities. Sometimes it's hard to make time for things you love, like gym or cooking nice meals or spending quality time with your partner or reading a nice book. But genuinely deleting the apps off my phone have helped me massively, and maybe because it's only been 30 days, I've not had the urge to, re-download them. So I will hopefully do a video in a couple of months to let you guys know like how I feel. And another thing is I have more time to get my life in order. I have more time to work on what I call maintenance tasks and also growth tasks. So maintenance tasks are those tasks that are necessary, like, washing your dishes, doing the laundry, cleaning the house. They are tasks that don't directly contribute to your growth, but they're tasks that are necessary to kind of keep your life going. Like, you're not gonna have the whole house an absolute mess. So you need time for those maintenance tasks. And then you also have your growth tasks, which are tasks that will change you in a way that will improve your life. So that could be like reading a book or taking part in a course, or it could be working on your hobbies. So these are ones that we probably want to spend more time on than the maintenance tasks. But if we're spending too much time on social media, then we're not going to have time to spend on neither the maintenance tasks or the growth tasks. So I feel like definitely getting away from the apps that were consuming my life has had such a huge impact on having more time for those maintenance tasks and having more time for those growth tasks as well. The big question is, will I be staying out of social media? And honestly, I don't know. This was a kind of 30-day experiment. It was kind of unintentional because I deleted Instagram because I was in such a low point in my life, and I was like, I need to just delete it, honestly. And it's the difference that it's had on my brain, on my mind, on absolutely everything is so big that I'm almost tempted like not to go back on it. And while I didn't delete my account, I deleted just the app, I've not had the urge to go back on it. So I will keep you guys updated on what I decide to do, but for now I am honestly really, really happy that I'm like not on Instagram and I'm not on these apps. My life has improved massively. I used to delete Instagram every single time I had exams. So I would delete it for about 3 months because I had to work hard on exams, and that's what I used to do. And then I also deleted it back in COVID, and I went without Instagram for a whole year. And genuinely, that was a year where I was struggling a lot. And I decided to delete Instagram, but it really, really helped me. And it was really, really interesting that a lot of the friendships that I used to have through Instagram, I no longer had in real life, but it was really a good opportunity for me to it made me realize who my real friends are, and I'm still friends with my real friends, and I don't really talk to the people that I just had on Instagram, basically. I think there's genuinely so many positives through not having an Instagram account, and I would be keen to continue, so I will let you guys know what I end up doing. If you're addicted to social media, I encourage you to take small steps. I don't want you to feel like this is a mammoth task, deleting Instagram forever. That's definitely not realistic for a lot of people. So I would encourage you to delete it for a week, see how you feel. Delete it for a month, see how you feel. And in that time, rather than thinking, oh, I need to get Instagram back, the reason why we feel this way is because a lot of the time we're very bored and we need a dopamine hit. We need a bit of stimulation that we're missing from our daily lives. And that's why I would highly recommend that you keep yourself busy, that you do things that you love, that you're focusing again on those maintenance and growth tasks. And I'm sure you will have periods of boredom, that's inevitable, we're human. But if you do focus your attention on other things and keep yourself busy, then you really won't be missing out on Instagram, because you'll be living in the real world and you'll be living your life. I hope this video was valuable. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe so I can see you back in my next one. If you found it helpful, make sure to like it. And if you haven't subscribed, have a great day. Bye.